welcome to Ocean Sports. We're just going to have a little look at pilotage for the River Itchen. So pilotage is the slow speed handling coming up small rivers and inlets. We've got a couple of ways we can do that. We've got charts that we can look at and we can see on the whiteboard here. And all we're doing is we're taking the information from the chart and we're going to produce our own pilotage plan. What we're looking at specifically, we look at the charts and then we need to read some local notice to mariners. This is information that the notice to mariners produces and gives us, and it gives us any chart information updates. So we can see on the top of Western Shelf just down here that there's some updated depths that we need to be aware of. And then if we go down the river, we've also got another local to mariners, and we've got a new green mooring buoy that's gone in, which marks the side of the channel, and that's called Spitfire. So once we've taken all that information in, we're going to produce our own pilotage plan, and that might look a little like this. It has all the information on there, the shape of the river, all the dangers. We've got speed limits on there, we've got depths on there. We've obviously got a bridge on the River Itchen as well, and not in this video we're going to look at the heights of bridges, but in another video we will look at the heights of bridges. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get out in the water and we're going to show you this pilotage exercise. Part of our powerboat training courses from Powerboat Level 2 up to the advanced, we would undertake pilotage and passage planning. Let's go and see what happens on the water. Andy from Ocean Sports, just following on from the pilotage planning we were looking in the classroom. We've got our plan that we've made. We're listening to channel 12 on the VHF. And we're now down at Western Shelf. This is where our speed limit starts, so we're down to 6 knots. We're in the main channel. Really interesting, that notice to mariners that we mentioned, between Western Shelf and Swinging Ground, we don't want to cut this corner because the drying area comes out much further than we think. We're now going to go up the river and just talk about the other lateral markers we've got up the river. We're now at number 1, Swinging Ground, and we can see this area here is Western Shelf. Again, we don't want to cut this corner, really important. We can see just behind me we've got Western Sailing Club when they're small craft moorings. Again, at low water it all dries out pretty much of the channel. If we look over just in front of us, we can see the commercial port. So if there's big ships coming in, we need to not impede their passage and stay well to the starboard side of this channel. We're now going to mooch up the river, heading towards the Itchen Bridge. So as we come up the river, we've just come past number 1 post that we can see down here. We've got Empress Dock over to our port side, which is a commercial area that all the small commercial vessels go into. And then we've got number 2 green lateral post over to our starboard side. You might notice that we've gone from quite big metal buoys to smaller posts now. And that just dictates that the channel is getting slightly smaller, and it's starting to be for smaller vessels. So we're now here getting towards the disused pontoon here and coming towards number 3 and number 4 lateral markers. Really important to note that this area all to your starboard side does dry out, so don't go too close to the starboard hand lateral markers here. We're going to make our way towards the bridge and up towards Ocean Village on our port side, just coming up on the river. So we're now outside Ocean Village.
Lovely MDL Marina, channel 80 on the VHF to call up and ask for a berth. We'd recommend booking, definitely. Some great bars in there too. Really important if you're entering or exiting Ocean Village to be mindful of this area here. At low water, this all dries and you'll be on the bottom and it might ruin your day. We're going to continue under the Itchen Bridge and getting you up to Saxon Wharf. So we're just continuing up the River Itchen now, and we're underneath the bridge. Charted elevation of the bridge is 24 metres, and that's above highest astronomical tide. The really important thing to note here is that it looks as though there's two channels when we go underneath the bridge. The actual channel is to the port side towards St Mary's Football Stadium and the gravel works. So it's really important we stay to the deeper water on the port side. If you try and go up the starboard side, that does dry out. So we're going to go up here now and just follow our path that we would do. So we're continuing up the Itchen. Really important to note we're sticking to the western side of the channel where the football stadium is and the gravel works. Over on the starboard side we've got these mooring buoys. Now inside of this dries out and it might look tempting to cut the corner, but we would say don't do that. Keep it all on your right hand side, following up towards Ocean Quay, and then we're going to go round Spitfire, the new green lateral marker, towards Shamrock Quay. This is the buoy that was in the notice to mariners, and you might make a note that it's much smaller than Western Shelf and Swinging Ground, obviously because we're coming up into a smaller, shallower river. If we look ahead of us, we can see we've got number 5 green post, and over to the port side we've then got Shamrock Quay as well. Just left Spitfire buoy, and we've got Lauren Marine here. Between Spitfire and number 5 green lateral marker, we want to do a nice straight line. Everything to the starboard at low water dries out. So Lauren Marine would be a high water marina only. So we're now outside Shamrock Quay, another MDL marina. We can get them on VHF channel 80. They have visitor berths, but they can also take boats up to 20 metres if you've got a 20-metre vessel that you'd like to moor on the River Itchen. We're going to continue now towards Saxon Wharf, and that's an MDL dry stack. So we've just left Shamrock, coming up towards Saxon Wharf. We've got another red lateral marker. Again, super important. We stay to the correct side. So going up the river, we're going to keep it on our port side, as to the left-hand side of the marker all dries out again. And then we're round the corner, just onto our dry stack berthing area. So we're now back at the top of the river at the boat's home berth in Saxon Wharf Marina. Hopefully you've enjoyed that little information on that guide up the River Itchen. If you'd like any more information on anything we've done today or any boat handling, please check out oceansportstuition.co.uk.